All players have one player you play against that you say, hey, I enjoy playing against this guy and I'm looking forward to it and I just want to show him.
It changed from player to player. Magic Johnson, obviously, because of his notoriety, and Larry Bird, his notoriety, that we had to get past them, or I had to get past them individually before I gain any credibility or can ever get into their ballpark. I had to win championships, I had to win MVPs, I had to make impacts on my team. So that became a challenge for me. Clyde Drexler, who, in essence, we were compared, we were, viewed as being similar. I wanted to show the difference. I felt like it was no comparison, it was no closeness, it was totally a separation between he and I. Every time I battled with that notion in mind, that I wanted to separate myself from him. I mean, we're good friends, don't get me wrong, but it was just that, how people perceived us in our games. I wanted to excel my game and isolate my game from everybody else, that I was more than just a few-dimensional. Even when it came to Magic Johnson, Magic Johnson was a crowd pleaser. He was a good offensive player. He was a great motivator. Average defensive player. I wanted to change that. I wanted to take another step. I wanted to do all those things, that could separate me from Magic Johnson. I'm not saying he wasn't great. He still is great. But we're great in our own different way. And that was motivational for me. And to this day, it still is.
You did an awful lot of scoring big game situations. Who did the best job defending Michael Jordan?
During my heyday, they didn't have one man. They had,
There was not one guy that you waited to see coming.
No, I knew Dumars. Dumars positioned himself defensively great, with help. He knew he had Rodney, he had Lambie, he had everybody helping. But he could position himself great with me, and that was a great challenge to try to outthink him, because he was a great thinker on defense. He tried to take away some of my advantages. I tried to expand on my advantages, and I tried to attack him where he had weaknesses, utilizing my size, trying to get him in a one-on-one situation before the defense could come and help him. I would say he was the guy that made me or forced me to expand from an offensive standpoint.
How would you have guarded Michael Jordan?
I made him shoot the jump shot. Even though, when he drives, he penetrates, he can involve a lot of other people. If he stands out and shoots the jump shot, you only got one person you got to worry about. And I don't think he can score 100 points. I don't think.
I do. What impact does your statistical place in the NBA have on you?
Well, that never drove me. The stats only add up when you put forth the effort and you don't worry about it. Good things happen to those people that work hard. If I sit here and play for the stats, I would have never retired in '93. Or I still probably be chasing Wilt Chamberlain's all-time, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar all-time scoring lead. That doesn't drive me. Sure, it defines to some extent for people who don't know me, or 20 years from now would never know who Michael Jordan really is. But based on the stats, he must have been pretty decent. Those are only ways that I look at stats. Other than that, it's all about winning championships and winning. Stats that matter to me is the games that we win and the rings that you collect.
Mike, did you achieve what you intended to achieve with the Wizards?
I think I've achieved it only if the players take what I've done over the last couple of years and move it in the right direction. What we have done, we've brought hope to the city of Washington. And I think that winning and finishing out this year with a good playoff run, I think shows if you believe in something, you put forth the effort. It's not about age, it's not about ability. It's about believing that you can come together as 12 to 15-man team and put forth the effort, fulfill a role, and go out there and play hard. Good things are happening.
You have sons that play.
Right.
Were they critical or positive about your performance when you came back, because they were old enough to see you play?
Yeah.
Was that fun?
It is fun. It's because I think it's, they critique with not really knowing but gathering information for what I tell them, and they have their favorite players, which in essence I have to compete against those players, and I find myself, if I have a good game against one of those players, believe me, I'm going to let him know it, as much as he's going to probably make excuses why the other player or the player that I'm playing against didn't have a great game against me. But that's fun. I mean, from a father, that's great to have conversation about your game with your son.
When you see young kids talk about Michael and how Michael did things, and I want to get up early in the morning and play, I want to leave the gym late and play, I want to work, what impact does that have on you?
It's truly inspiration that, my love has been seen, my love has been passed on, my obligation to the game of basketball has been fulfilled because someone did that to me. In turn, I'm doing that for other players and for the game of basketball.
I look at yourself and Jerry Rice. Have you guys extended the life expectancy of an athlete?
Yeah, I think we have. I think there's some truth to that. I think two things have to come in place. You gotta have true love for what you're doing, and you have to be very lucky in terms of help. If you have both of them, then you can extend, you can play as long as you want, because you got to put forth the effort. I mean, when you look at Jerry's a great friend. I think our careers parallel a lot. He's a couple years older than me. I remind him of that. But his desire to be the best at what he does keeps him pushing, not just during the season, but during the off season, or physically preparing himself for a season and mentally finding ways to challenge himself, or listen to the naysayers as motivation, things of that nature, and staying healthy. If you can do that, then yeah, you can extend the longevity of someone's career. But if you take it for granted, you can't. I don't think either one of us take what we have done and what we love for granted.
You first realized that no matter where you went, what you would do, you were known. And what impact did that have on your lifestyle?
I started taking trips with Nike. Nike took me over to Europe to try to, to push the shoes and push the brand. And as I was over there, more and more people became aware of who I was. Not because of the shoes, but because of the way that I was playing. And at the same time, the league has started to expand and try to get the game of basketball, NBA basketball, worldwide. And the Dream Team, blew it wide open. I think that was when, I couldn't go anywhere in the world and walk the streets. I used to could go to Paris or, Milan or someone like that and just walk the streets and no one would know. I can sit outside and, with my family or friends and whatever and just enjoy it. But ever since, the Dream Team, things have just totally gone berserk. I mean, no matter where I go in Europe, it's no different than the States.
How difficult has it been being Michael Jordan?
It's been difficult, but it's got its advantages and disadvantages. I mean, the advantages outweigh the disadvantages no matter how you look at it. And the inspiration that I try to pass on, the admiration that I gain back, I wouldn't give that away for nothing.
As you leave the game, what message do you want to leave to young athletes that are coming on?
Be true to the game, because the game will be true to you. If you try to shortcut the game, then the game's going to shortcut you. If you put forth the effort, good things will be bestowed upon you. That's truly about the game. And in some ways, that's about life, too.
How would you like to be remembered?
As a winner that sacrificed every aspect of this game for that sake of winning, and would do anything to cover holes of a team or a player so that we can win. And truly love the game of basketball. I truly love the game. I wouldn't be playing if I didn't love the game. It's truly for the love of the game of basketball.